Hey, it's Heather, and welcome to another episode of Adventures in Gardening. So today I'm going to be swapping out my spring hanging baskets for my summer hanging baskets. But first I want to tell you a little bit about some gardening pet peeves that I have. So pet peeves are those little things that bother people that really shouldn't and mostly are none of their business. So gardening pet peeves, things that people do that make me want to scream, "Stop the car! We need to tell these people about the error of their ways." So number one, those mulch volcanoes around the base of trees. Oh my goodness. Number two, gravel as mulch instead of real mulch. It just heats the soil and it just doesn't give the plants their best shot. None of my business, right? Yeah, pet peeve. And another one is, when people plant their tulips and their daffodils in a single row, one bulb, one bulb, one bulb, like they're little soldiers. Yeah, gardening pet peeve. But probably one of the biggest pet peeves that I have that I do have control over because it is my business is plastic hanging baskets. I can't stand plastic hanging baskets. You're paying for these beautiful annuals that are going to perform, all season, and they're gorgeous, and all I see is plastic. So that's my issue. And I spent some time over the winter really researching. I wanted to hang up terracotta pots as my hanging basket and not see any plastic. And I searched high and I searched low, and I just couldn't find anything out there. So finally, I remembered, I know a guy. Yeah, I know a guy that bends metal. So, and I love wrought iron. I love terracotta and I love wrought iron. So these are my early spring baskets right here. Baskets, okay? And you'll note that there is a one pole down the center. This is wrought iron that my friends at Rico Farm and Forge made for me. It's got a hook at the top, which I'll show you in a couple minutes, and it's got a thread at the bottom, and it runs through my terracotta pots. Now, these are not my ideal version of early spring baskets because I started everything late. By the time I thought of it and asked them to do it, and then I got them here, I should have already had my hanging planters planted, because so my idea is to have the pot mostly full of roots so that they're providing stability for this wrought iron pole that hangs down the middle. So this is the top. So he made this, and then the bottom, oops, has a thread and a butterfly, what do you call it? I can't think. It's a washer and a butterfly. Yeah, I don't know what it's called. See it? Yeah, that thing right there. Okay, so my early spring baskets, super tired, all right? Because not only were they late in the making, but then the summer ones, and I thought of it so much later, the summer ones also were late getting started, but I'm gonna hang them today anyway. Now, this is I think this is an 8-inch terracotta pot, and I am swapping them out for a 10-inch squat azalea pot. So let me show you what those look like. So this is the new pot that I'm hanging up. So about the same volume of soil in here. And I already hung one of them, so it does work. There's enough. I pressed the center down pretty well, and I thought, oh, well, maybe I could put like rocks in the bottom to stabilize that the wrought iron pole better. No, it would make it too heavy. So, but so far so good. So I'm going to, now I have not perfected how this is to be done quite yet. So this is kind of new to me this year. But to take them off, all I'm going to do is unscrew the butterfly thing, maybe. All right, so this is the way that I am doing it this year. And if you have a suggestion for me on an easier way to do this, I would love to hear it. So I have a stool right here that I'm using. And so the goal is to get this pole down the center of this pot without wiggling it from side to side and then screw the bottom on. So I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to walk it off the edge. I'm going to put my washer and that screw thing down, or anchor, washer, gosh. Anyway, and now I've got to support this pot with one hand still, and I'm going to run it down the center. Come on, girl, you need to be right on. Maybe I hold the top with my teeth. I'm not sure. Okay, so now I'm going to hold the washer on. I don't know if you all can hear the mockingbird. It's a little confused. Am I a mockingbird? Am I a car alarm? I do not know. Okay, I have that fixed. Now, ta-da! Now I'm going to hang it up. So now I just have to do the rest of them. So it really wasn't my intention to have them all be a little different. It's really not. I like to have them all the same. I have 4 of these on the front porch here, but I've got this really pretty caliber koa, the double caliber koa, and then sweet potato vines. So one of them has the jet black, and the rest of them have this tricolor and the lime green one. I really like to see the foliage of the sweet potato vines. I know that this guy is going to get pushed out a little bit, and that is really fine with me. I like the sweet potato vine. So to keep your hanging baskets going from now through, gosh, possibly October, you have to fertilize. You have to fertilize. There's just this little tiny bit of soil in your hanging baskets, and you cannot expect it to feed your plants or to provide anything for your plants for the season. So at least once a week I am doing a liquid feed. I think last year I used Fox Farm, and it worked out really well. I know Espoma makes a liquid feed as well. So use something for flowering. That's what I use anyway. And the other thing is, you know, a lot of people have jobs that they have to go to, and you know, if you're pulling in your driveway at 6 p.m. and your hanging basket is laying flat, and it happens all the time, you are shortening the life. Even if it springs back, you're shortening the life of your hanging basket plants. So the best thing to do, especially we are now in June, is to water your hanging baskets first thing every day as long as the sun is shining, and water them until the water comes out the bottom of the pot. All right, because that way you know that the entire pot is getting watered. And that should make your hanging baskets last. Food and water, food and water. Now, what will I do with these pansies? Okay, I am not chucking these pansies. Instead, I am going to take them out of the pots and I'm going to cut them back. When I say cut them back, at least probably about 3 inches from the crown of the plant, and then I'm going to plant them someplace shady, and usually they will start to perk up and be beautiful for fall when the weather turns cool again. Okay, so that is it. So I only ended up with one that's slightly not center. It's this one right here. But I think that if I keep adjusting it and pushing the soil down around the pole, that it'll be fine. But they actually, I'm very pleased with them. So here's number 1. Number 2, I just love terracotta. Love, love, love terracotta. Number 3, and this is number 4. So I hope that I'll give you an update and let you know how these are filling in. And I will also, I'll post a link to the Regal Farm and Forge Facebook page. They also have an Etsy shop, but they actually don't have this item listed, so you're going to have to say, hey, Heather sent me, and give them the measurements that you want for your poles. So thanks for joining me today. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed spending time with me, and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next adventure in gardening. See you soon.